Hello and welcome back to the second installment of the Enigma Competitive Guide to TF2 Scout Edition, brought to you by the sponsors at Two Fingers Gaming, or tfgn.org, Community Fortress, and eXtv, and of course, as always, yours truly at Enigma. In this edition, we will be covering some of the finer points of what it is to play a scout on the competitive world of Team Fortress 2. First up, let's say hello to our friend the Scout. The Scout is another one of Team Fortress 2's many diverse classes. Its primary advantages are its quick speed, its locational damage, and its double jump feature for movement purposes. And his primary disadvantages are his low health and his necessity to give up distance for more damage, which counteracts his low health. He carries with him a scattergun for close range, a pistol for additional firepower, and a baseball bat. His alternative weapons for competitive play include a fan and bonk juice. For the purpose of this video, I will be covering what I like to call the 4 ings of scouting, those being hammering, picking, trapping, and framing, and how they apply to the individual scout in the competitive field. I will also be covering scout teamwork, scout-to-team coordination and teamwork, and other odds and ends and scout tips. We will hit the gate running by starting off with one of the first ings of scouting, which would be hammering. The definition of hammering to me is a scout who plays not necessarily throughout the entire game, but at the mid-fight very aggressively by starting off targeting one individual and hammering him head-on. It's usually only occurring when you see the target by himself, you outclass the target, whether it be a demo or a medic, and they charge head-on just to address him and then get back to their team. Our first clip, we have my scout Toaster using our new skins now, which all our videos will be in, hammering their demo man who finds himself alone coming out of the choke, and his scouts did not back him up in time, so he called out for a hammering play, and he went to deal with the demo by himself. The second ing of scouting would be picking. Picking, by definition, is essentially targeting to kill someone in a singular direction. This is very important for a lot of low-tier scouts who seem to overcommit to their attempts and not use their speed to their advantage. The definition of picking is going from one choke to another, getting in, getting out, and over the course of your movement, targeting and attempting to pick a target on your way out. The reason being is you never want to die, regardless of what class you are or what value you are to your team. Therefore, many scouts attempt to pick by going in one direction and targeting and leaving. And the 2 clips I have for you is a clip of, actually both clips are of my scout Toaster. The first one is after the mid-fight we noticed 2 targets backing up, one of them essential, the demo man. We sent him in on a flank with a bit of an overheal, and he went for a pick. He ignores completely any aggression from the soldier, attempts his best to dodge it as he continues forward through one straight line around Spire to pick their demo as he's walking past them. The points that follow will be covered afterwards, so we'll fade out from that clip, but there is a bit of teamwork going on there as well. And the second clip we have for you is a clip of Toaster. Again, we had called out that their medic was fairly lit, and his position was, lower lobby on their last point, so he went down for a quick pick and then ran straight out, and he did not overcommit at all. The third ing of scouting would be trapping, and although this involves a bit of teamwork, I will show the clip as per the 4 ings and continue on with teamwork later. But essentially, trapping is setting up a trap. It gets no simpler than that. From a scout standpoint, because you have no trapping weapons, it usually involves some corner work, and generally the application for trapping involves you and your scout buddy. Essentially, it's a bait and lure technique where you have one guy hiding, and one guy luring, and you set your trap. There's also trap movements where, you know, as per getting chased, you running away, rather than running in a straight line and trying to attack them, you round a corner, stop, and wait for that meat shot. That's another form of trapping, but the clip we have for you right now is a clip of my two scouts, Toaster and Kanu, defending a flank and doing the classic bait and lure technique. Initially, the clip starts off with them kind of pecking outside of the flank because we didn't have all our guys up at choke, so we wanted to keep both ends really solid. And then as they come back for support and overheals, I call them out to the flank and they go for their bait and lure technique. Kanu sets up in the corner, Toaster tries to draw someone through, the guy falls for it, he backs off, it allows Kanu to come in with a meat shot, they proceed forward, Kanu moves up, aggresses on another scout, then backs off in the house right as Toaster rounds the corner and meat shots him, and then they return back to the combo after doing a successful double bait and lure on their scouts. The fourth and final ing would be framing. The definition of framing is using your superior speed as a scout to basically hold down a spam line that you create with your movement and frame the opposing teams mid-fight. Generally, because you get there quicker, you can aggress forward as far out as you possibly can before you get hit with your scout partner, backing off and maintaining that one position for your team to get up and support you. But what you create as a wall with your bodies would be considered framing. It's very common. I don't really know if there's like a common terminology for it as far as people doing it, but it seems to be that anyone who knows enough to play scout knows enough to do this when there isn't an opening for hammering down a player or anything like that. So that's what framing is. The clip that we have for you is a clip of my scouts framing off a mid-fight for us. As you can see, Toaster does his best to operate on the right side, jumping on and off the bridge point to keep their team on their crate and to have their soldiers address him so that they cannot become aggressive on us. During the clip you can see one of the soldiers on the left hand side of the screen gets killed. That's because my pocket take that directs him, calls out that he's falling back, and Kanu aggresses forward to hammer him as he falls and kills him. And then we proceed to frame the left hand side with Kanu as Toaster begins to peck the right, and we send our soldiers in to jump their soldiers, and our demo continues to spam them as they retreat from the choke, and we send Toaster up and Kanu on the flank. Remember, the 4 ings of scouting are just a premises for competitive scouts and some options you can choose to use to apply to your game sense as a scout to know when and where to react. Obviously they are all situational, and I tried my best to describe in which situation you should use each of them, but those are the primary techniques over the course of Team Fortress competitively that I have learned, so hopefully that helps you. Now we can get into some teamwork and other scout tips. We'll be covering, backing off as a scout, making sure your movement is on point, never getting greedy, being aware of where your footing is, your scout buddy work, your team support, listening to your team, off-classing, and off-classing teamwork. So